Hello and welcome to evening prayer. So I had a bit of an epiphany last night. Up until now, I have been sending out daily emails to my community, and under the subject name, I indicate what day we are at. So that if we are counting days since the beginning of the pandemic, we are now in week 10. And I recognized yesterday that that really throws us into a story that is not going to work. Because as long as we keep seeing ourselves at a different point in this pandemic, we are always going to be not quite living this day. We will be thinking, oh wow, it's been 10 weeks, or oh wow, how long is this going to be? And how am I going to get through it? Well, we don't know, and we have today. So here's my favorite story from the biblical testimony about today. It actually comes as part of that epic story of the Israelites wandering for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. I know you don't want to hear those numbers, but really it's epic, right? This is cosmic, it's mythical. It's not meant to be taken literally. And you'll recall that once they got out into the wilderness, the biggest question was, what are we going to eat? And so the promise was that there would be manna on the ground when they woke up every morning, and it would be enough for today. It's very interesting because that requires an incredible amount of trust, doesn't it? That I'm going to wake up in the morning, and in the middle of the desert, there's going to be enough food for this day. And so, being the humans that they were, and some things never change, some of them actually started hoarding manna and collecting it to make sure that they would have enough just in case the manna didn't show up for tomorrow. And in actual fact, what happened in the story to the manna that they hoarded was it just rotted overnight. And so it's very interesting how they needed to exercise these muscles of trust. And it reminds me as well of one of my favorite quotes, and I don't know who said this, but it goes like this. Hope is the conviction that God has not forgotten the recipe for manna. So we are invited to, I think, embrace a new set of glasses. And we are invited to recreate our lives. It's so surreal on so many levels, but friends, it's real and it's true, and it's not going away. So, what might it mean to exercise that level of trust? What might it mean to wake up every morning and know that the provisions that you need, and I don't think we're talking food in our case, but we're talking about the provisions that will sustain us, that will give us those things and nurture us in those ways that we need to be our best selves. Can we completely trust that everything will show up that we need to move through this day? And at the end of the day, can we be really diligent in taking an inventory to remind ourselves that in fact there was manna for this day, and put our head on the pillow with a deep trust that there will be manna again tomorrow. That's it. One of my favorite prayers by John Philip Newell, in order to close this day, to put this day to bed, to fortify us as we prepare to rest. At the ending of the day, In the darkness of the night, I seek an inner assurance of your presence. My body is still and my soul is silent. As I listen for the renewing springs of your spirit deep in the ground of my being and in earth's quietness all around me. Guide me to the wellspring of health in the landscape of my soul, and to the hidden reservoirs of strength in the people and places of my life, that I may be made well this night, that I may be made well.